In a second-hand bookshop in Montreal, a woman named Amira buys a worn, leather-bound novel titled The Light Between the Pages. Inside, tucked between chapters, she finds an old library card from a place she's never heard of. Hollow Pines Public Library. The station 1903. Stamped return date March 4, 1987. Name Nathan Bellamy. Out of curiosity, she tries searching for the library. No results online, no postal listing, no town called Hollow Pines in Canada. But something strange begins to happen. Each time she opens the book, the library card shifts to a different page. Then one night she finds a handwritten note beside the card. Bring this home. They'll be waiting. The next day, Amira notices a new map pinned at a bus stop near her apartment. It shows a town called Hollow Pines, exactly 92 kilometers north. But that area, marked as dense forest on all official maps. She makes the trip. After hours of driving and hiking through old logging roads, she finds it, a decaying wooden sign, Welcome to Hollow Pines. Population unknown. At the town center stands a crumbling library, doors wide open, lights glowing inside. She steps in. No one ever hears from Amira again. But the book she carried, it appeared on the front shelf of the Montreal bookshop a week later. The card inside is blank again. At a secluded government research lab in rural Oregon, every entry is logged digitally. Biometric scans, retina ID, time-stamped down to the second. No one gets in unnoticed. One morning, the security officer on duty noticed a name on the visitor log. Eric J. Rowe, 7:41 a.m. The guard froze. That name hadn't been seen since 2011, the year Eric vanished during a classified project known only as Cell Variant 9. There had been no evidence of where he went. No resignation, no transfer, just gone. Yet here he was, logged in, verified by fingerprint. But the entrance camera recorded no one entering, and Eric's ID card had been disabled for over a decade. More alarming, the internal motion sensors showed the cold storage vault, where Cell Variant 9 was stored, was accessed at the same moment. Inside, nothing appeared missing, but a single yellow sticky note was left on the vault door. Written in Eric's handwriting, it simply read, "Still watching, still waiting." Since then, the log records his name once every year, always at 7:41 a.m., on the same day. Every year, the vault is opened. Every year, nothing is taken. And every year a new note is found. The last one said, "Almost time." Every morning, the 7:10 a.m. ferry from Coldwater Island to the mainland carries commuters, tourists, and a few regulars. One of them is a woman in her 30s, blue coat, red scarf, always reading a book titled The Sea Remembers. She never speaks, never misses a day, always sits in seat 8F, window side. One foggy morning, a crew member notices something strange. The woman is there at boarding, but when the ferry docks, Seat 8F is empty. No one saw her leave. Security checks the logs. She's not listed among the ticketed passengers. The surveillance footage glitches out for exactly 2 minutes when the boat neared the fog line. Passengers start asking questions. The next week, she's back. Same book, same seat, same silence. A teenager tries to sneak a photo of her, but his phone crashes instantly. The image? Just white noise. The crew investigates the book. The Sea Remembers was published in 1954 by an author who vanished at sea. The woman looks exactly like her. On the final day of the month, Seat 8F is left completely dry, even though the rest of the deck was soaked with rain. She hasn't appeared since, but once a year, on the same foggy morning in October, Seat 8F is pre-warmed, and a copy of The Sea Remembers is left on it, slightly damp with salt water. The Creswell building downtown has 18 floors, or so it claims. Tenants will tell you there's no floor 14. The elevator buttons skip from 13 to 15. No one questions it, until someone sees him. They call him the man on floor 14. Every few months, a tenant using the elevator alone at night will feel it stop briefly, just between 13 and 15. The doors never open, but for a few seconds, the floor display shows 14. And in the reflection on the elevator walls, someone else is standing behind them. One night, a systems tech named Elliot Crane stayed late. He'd heard the rumors. He didn't believe them, but his elevator stopped at 14. This time, the doors did open. Inside was a dim, perfectly intact office floor. Typewriters on desks, rotary phones ringing, no power cables in sight. It looked like 1976. A single desk lamp was on. Elliot stepped forward, then turned around as the elevator doors shut. Security footage showed the car descend, but Elliot never exited. He was never found. But every time the elevator reaches 13 now, it hesitates, and someone whispers, "Going up." For over a decade, Claire Bowman, a 62-year-old librarian, received a phone call every Thursday at 6:00 p.m. The caller never said their name, just a calm voice asking, "Did everything go as planned this week?" Claire would always answer, "Yes, thank you." Then the line would go silent. No number showed on caller ID. No way to call back. Her friends thought it was sweet. Maybe an old colleague or relative keeping tabs, but Claire never said who it was. Then, one Thursday, the call didn't come. Claire waited, checked the time. 6:01, 6:10. Still nothing. The next morning, neighbors found her apartment empty. Lights on, kettle still warm, book open on the armchair. But Claire was gone. No sign of struggle, no signs of packing. That evening, her landline rang again. The answering machine picked up. "We didn't receive confirmation," the voice said. "Protocol will now proceed." A week later, her name vanished from every city record, library employment, tax files, voting lists. Claire Bowman, it seemed, had never existed. But at exactly 6 p.m. each Thursday, the phone still rings. At an international tech conference in Berlin, a group photo was taken of all 342 attendees. Standard procedure, nothing unusual. Until a woman named Dr. Elena Morris received the photo in her inbox and spotted a man she didn't recognize. Row 3, left side, wearing a grey suit and blue lanyard. The problem? He wasn't on the guest list. No one at the event remembered seeing him, and when the organizers reviewed all check-ins, his name didn't appear anywhere. They zoomed in on his lanyard. The ID badge was blank, just a barcode. They tried scanning it. It opened a private server, offline since 1997, containing an archived experiment titled Project Reentry. The last login on that server? June 21st, 2025. Exactly 15 minutes after the group photo was emailed. Security reviewed all footage from that day. The man appears only in the group photo. In every video, from every angle, he's absent. Facial recognition returned a 92% match to a physicist named Harlan Voss, who went missing during a CERN experiment in 1997. Now, every time someone new downloads the photo, the man's position shifts slightly, and one attendee reports, "He was standing next to me last time. Now he's directly behind me." The Ivory Lake Inn is a quiet mountainside retreat. 12 rooms, no website, no Wi-Fi, just a handwritten guest book. Every entry is neat and ordinary, except one. Room 3's log shows the same name written over and over again. Graham E. Locke. Every year. Same handwriting, same check-in date, August 9th. The strange part, the innkeeper, a woman named Beth, swears she's never seen or spoken to anyone by that name. And room 3? She hasn't rented it in years. The door stays locked. Inside, the furniture is covered, no sheets, no toiletries. But every year, on August 10th, she finds a receipt slipped under her door. It reads, "Thank you for another restful night. See you next year." And one day, while flipping through the pages of the old guest book, Beth finds something new. A Polaroid photograph, dated August 9th, 1983. It shows a man sitting on the porch of the inn, reading a book. The caption in faded ink, Graham E. Locke, last known photo. The Meridian Hotel in Chicago is known for its history, architecture, and one unsolved anomaly. Room 1906 has been sealed off since 1992 after a guest named Victor Hale disappeared without a trace. He checked in, never checked out. No signs of struggle, surveillance failed. He simply vanished. Since then, room 1906 has been off limits. No bookings, no access, not even cleaning staff allowed in. But every year, on June 14th at 3:16 a.m., the front desk receives a call from the room's landline. The voice on the other end, distorted, echoed, calm. It only says one thing. Still here. Please send someone. When staff race up, the door remains locked. No light, no sound, and when they check the room's phone line records, it's disconnected. One technician who attempted to trace the signal found something strange. The call didn't originate from room 1906. It came from inside the building, but registered at a point 24 meters above the rooftop. Floating. Nowhere. The last guest who investigated the room left a note in the lobby guest book before vanishing that night. Room 1906 doesn't exist, not anymore, but something inside it does. In downtown Seattle, a blue Honda Civic sat parked outside Bay Ridge Tower for 6 days straight. At first, no one thought much of it. But the car racked up 5 parking tickets, all issued at 9 a.m. sharp. Same officer, same street, day after day. On day 6, the meter maid approached again, but something caught her eye. The first 4 tickets were missing. Only yesterday's was still on the windshield. Confused, she ran the plate. The car was registered to a man named Ryan Delco, an analyst who disappeared 3 years ago. Case unsolved, declared legally dead. The officer called it in. When police arrived, the car was locked, but spotless inside. No dust, no personal belongings, only one item sat on the passenger seat. A Seattle parking citation dated June 21st, 2022, the exact day Ryan vanished. Security footage from the area showed the car suddenly appearing overnight, as if it had been parked instantly. No driver, no headlights, no approach. Just there. The next morning, the car was gone. But at 9 a.m., a fresh parking ticket was found on an empty patch of sidewalk, flapping in the wind. Written across the top were the words, "Am I on time this time?"